to A Coffee with Dan le Sac and Scroobius Pip. When did you first meet and how do you decide to work together?
Well, we actually met maybe 10, 15, I don't know, a long time ago.
Yeah, a while back.
Come from the same town, went to the same college and stuff. But we decided to work together when we heard each other's music on MySpace.
Yeah.
And I remixed the track and back and forth, and we ended up with an album career and everything.
Yeah, I think at the time I was trying to get gigs, and I knew Dan was putting on nights in Reading, so I contacted him about a gig. When I got there, he'd remixed the track, and it all kind of came naturally from there.
Why is his name?
My name, I can't really say why. It's rude. It's offensive why I ended up with that name. But yeah,
and mine, name? Yeah, I took my name from an Edward Lear poem, and it's about a creature that doesn't know what it is, and it realises it isn't a lion or a fish or a bird, and then at the end it just decides it is the Scroobius Pip. It doesn't have to be anything else. So that's where I got mine.
Get better, get better, get better. Get better, get better. Get better, get better, get better. Get better, get better, get better. Get better, get better, get better. Get better.
What are these influences exactly?
Do you want to go first?
For me, it's everything from like left field dance music like Aphex Twin and Square Pusher, coming close at the middle with Orbital and just general electro stuff, DJ Hell, people like that. But then Joy Division, New Order, and just such a wide amount of music. It's really hard to pin down, but just allowing myself to be influenced by as much as possible. And him, nothing. Hates music.
Hate music. It's awful. And no, for me, I mean, growing up, it was a lot of starting off with like punk, like your Minor Threats and Rancid and The Clash, things like that, and then getting into hip hop with, probably with the Beastie Boys first of all, and KRS-One and Eric B and Rakim, and then getting into more spoken word based stuff as well with Sage Francis and Saul Williams and Gil Scott-Heron. As I said, there's a lot of different influences in there. All, you know, yeah, just both of us are worked in record shops basically, so we both ended up having a very wide range of musical tastes.
I'm not going to drink that.
No.
So, what's the British touch in all your songs?
I think just the fact that we talk in the way British people talk, we are talking about British things. There's no being hip hop and going, yeah, check out my Escalade and all this stuff. We just talk about every day.
And that's it. It's the fact that we're from Britain. It kind of makes that comes across and has influence. Whilst both of us will have influence from music from Europe, America, things like that, it will always be as a British person experiencing them. You know what I mean? It's not like I love hip hop, but I didn't grow up in. You know, where hip-hop was when it was originating and starting. It was always getting it that bit later and being an observer, and same with a lot of the dance and things like that. So yeah, I think everything, yeah, the way you've grown up and the life you lived is going to come across in the sounds you make and the kind of influences you have.
This is how it is. They confuse love at first sight with lust at first light. It must have hurt, right, when trust first took flight. You're young, you've no rights, you long for new heights, but some of those nights need more than love bites. Tops crop, skirts stop at the top of their thighs.
What kind of music do you make? Actually,
we don't know really. It's like, I don't know. It has hip hop in there and it has dance music, but it is just the music. The music that we make. The only definition of it is it's us two.
It's our music. Yeah.
There's no other word. There's no one phrase that kind of encapsulates it all. Because if you start thinking about it, it's hip hop, electro, spoken word, dance, indie, rap, rock. Yeah, it's just Dan le Sac versus Scroobius Pip music.
What is spoken word exactly?
It's exactly as it sounds. It's speaking words. It's as simple as that. I mean,
really?
Yeah. There's no real other explanation for it. It's that's it. It can be a cappella and poetic. It can be less so. It can be overbeat. So yeah, I mean, I got into the spoken word scene when I realised that the idea of poetry wasn't actually as miserable and restricted and poncy as I'd expected it to be, and the spoken word scene just opened it all up more and allowed people from any background or education to just be aware that all they have to do is get up and speak or sit down and write, and it can be their own poetry. Or
I see small town syndrome growing in size. There's not a lot to do, so the kids they decide to get drunk every night, a glazed eyes disguise, do drugs every night to hide from their lives. People getting off their faces for a quiet night.
In the group, how do you divide the tasks?
We could have gone for a bigger answer.
yeah, it just goes on. It's going specific tracks, and well, I had this idea, and Dan wrote that hook, which kind of spawned that lyric, and but in general, it's 50-50.
About your new album, Logic of Chance, in what is different from the first one?
To quote Daft Punk, it's harder, faster, better, stronger.
You see what he did
Got
there?
it in.
It is.
What are the different tools you use to make your music? Computer?
Loads of stuff, laptop, synths, guitars, voices, microphones, rooms, stands, just anything I can get my hands on, to be honest. So there's a little riff in Great Britain that was made on a stylophone. It's like Rolf Harris used to have one. It's like a weird electronic pen thing. But yeah, so anything that I can get my hands on that makes a noise, it gets tried out at least. Because you know, you can't just, we've not got the money to buy these big synthesizers and all this, so it's just a case of finding anything, and if I like that sound, I can turn it into something. And Pip uses a pen and a piece of paper and his mouth to write stuff.
Easy.
Sorry, I kept looking over there because I thought he'd fallen asleep. Camera, he had a camera on the table and he was like that. It just looked like the cameraman had just said, "Oh, these guys are so boring.
Had enough.
Stop talking." He's not even speaking French as well. It's just not fair.
Yeah. Have you some project for the future?
We've got this album.
Yeah.
That's enough for now.
Yeah, sure. What do you have in your iPod?
Everything. Literally. I don't know. My iPod broke this morning and I had to copy like all the songs off it and put them back on, like wipe it and start again. And I've got 7,000 songs on it at the moment. And that's like everything from Essex Twins, Rolling Stones, and a bit of the Beatles and all that stuff through Sage Francis and Beat Dolan and loads of hip-hop and just, I don't know, too much stuff.
Thank you for this interview, and
thanks a lot.
have a good evening.
Cheers, and you. Bye.
What about that beard?
Yeah, I've just got a beard. It's not a religious thing. It's no kind of statement or meaning. I started growing a beard when I was touring the country, living in a van. I liked it, so I've kept growing a beard. There's not a lot. I wish there was more to it, or is some kind of big statement or epic thing, but it's not. It's just hair on my face. It takes me less effort than it takes all of you, because you get rid of this hair on your face. All I've done is stopped getting rid of it, so it's a laziness.
Marginally less than me.
Yeah,
I only
yeah,
get
yeah.
rid of that bit.
Yeah, yeah.